welcome back to my channel. Ebs here. How you all doing? Welcome to my new subscribers. Yay! Welcome. My name is Ebu, but my friends call me Ebs. Welcome. What I'll be doing here is some daily vlogs, a day in my life, or most of my DIY. I love to make DIYs. I love to do some crafting and all that. Like this, I made this. Anyway, so today, without wasting much of your time, I'm going to be making a liquid soap. I've made that before. I'm going to put the link somewhere. I've made it before, but today I'm going to be using olive oil pomace. I wanted to use 100% olive oil, but I said, why not? It was, by the time I went to check, it was like 18 or 20,000 naira for one small liter like that. I'm like, no, I don't have that kind of money. So this olive oil pomace that I've had in a while, let me use it. So I also have this potassium hydroxide that I've had for like 6 months. So I don't want it has not hardened up, so I feel it's still pretty good. So let me use it and see what it's going to use. I'm going to use just 500 grams of the olive oil pomace. So I'll see how I'm going to add 100 gram of what's the name again? Coconut oil for lather. This is for hand washing. You can even use it to have your bath and all that. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into the making of the olive oil. Castile soap. It's supposed to be a castile soap, but it's not castile soap because I don't add my own coconut oil inside. Okay, let's make some soap. Okay, now to the soaping. Here we have distilled water. It must be distilled water for you to make any kind of soap, if it's a bar soap or a liquid soap. So it will last longer. It will not destroy your soap or anything like that. So it's best to have distilled water. Now measuring it is very, very important to measure, to have your measurement and everything. So the next thing to do is to measure out my potassium hydroxide. That is for liquid soap. So I'm measuring it. As you can see, it's the potassium hydroxide flakes. It's not the granules. And that's what I have. That's what I was able to get, and I've had this for like 6 months. So I'm just praying that it actually still soaps. Okay, the next thing to measure out is my oils. And I'll be, like I said, I'll be using olive oil pomace. Olive oil pomace is not really the original olive oil, like virgin olive oil, like people, because I know when I went to look for virgin olive oil, it was pretty expensive, over 20,000 naira for just a few liters, and it didn't make sense. Since I was just trying, I wanted to try this recipe on its own, just for myself in the house. It wasn't like I was selling this or anything like that. So I said, let me just use this olive oil pomace, which is far cheaper to work with. Then of course, for any soaping, adding coconut oil gives it lather. So I'm adding coconut oil to this. It's just like 10% of the whole mixture, everything. So I'm just adding coconut oil to the olive oil. Then of course that will give me the lather I really need. So I'm making sure everything is properly measured out. It's for making soap is like chemistry. Every measurement counts. If you're measuring for small or for large quantity, everything must count. The olive oil, all the measurements must count. Now I've brought in my crock pot. This is supposed to heat it up. So this crock pot, I'm going to pour in my hot oil, my oil, to heat the oil up. The oil has to be hot, at least to the same temperature as my lye water. Yeah, we call the lye water we call the any lye, whether potassium hydroxide or we call it lye water. So yes, so that is me turning it to high to be sure that it heats up. Then I would now mix up my distilled water and my potassium hydroxide to make it to mix it up. Yes, that's the thing. Then yes, you have to pour in this lye. Be sure you are wearing gloves and a mask on your nose. That's why I couldn't talk over this. I have to be wearing masks because the fumes that comes out of this thing is very dangerous to the lungs. So it's best to do it in an airy place, and so it does not disturb your lungs. Yeah, after a while that the water clears up and it's so clear you never know that there's any lye inside, any potassium hydroxide inside. So it will, once it's clear like that, you're ready to go. So I waited a little bit for the oil to heat up, then I now poured my lye water into it. Now water and oil don't mix. Water and oil don't mix. So is the lye is supposed to help it bind together. So that's what this is. Now I'm trying to mix it up, and the next thing I have to do is add my vegetable glycerin. And vegetable glycerin is supposed to make this whole thing come together pretty fast, because blending this thing, you are supposed to blend and blend and blend and blend, and it to take a whole lot of time to completely blend it together for it to bind. So this vegetable glycerin, apart from it being moisturizing to the skin, it also helps this whole soaping thing come together pretty fast, so I don't kill my stick blender. That's basically that's what happens. So I blend for a while, but I don't think I blended up to like 15 minutes before the thing hardened up on me. If you look at it, it's like you're making pap. For those who make pap, who know how to make pap, I don't know, a lot of people have this issue with making pap. I've never had that issue. It just comes out together for me so well. But I don't know, maybe they don't measure. I don't know, I really don't know. They pour too much water or they pour too little. So I don't know, that's making pap. But for this soaping, all I had to do was blend. So I blended for quite a while, like maybe 15 minutes, before it started looking like a very thick pap. Yes, as you can see, yep, that's me blending and blending away. Try and see if you can make your stick blender rest. It's better to let it rest so you don't burn out your stick blender. As you can see, yep, that's it. It's looking like a very thick pap. Yeah, that's what you have to do. Then you let it sit for like 3 hours. You come back from time to time to check it, mix it together to be sure it doesn't burn. So for now, I've stopped using my stick blender. There's no need to go ahead and use it again since it's thickened out. So all I have to do is just turn it, cover it, come back in like 5 minutes again, turn it. So I have to keep doing this for the next 3 hours. Yes, it takes that long to make this soap. So yeah, you have to be very patient, which is not something that we all have, patience. But for you to make good soap, you have to cover it for 3 hours, come back, and you see, if you notice, this is even thicker. So I'll come back, turn it to be sure it's not burning under, and cover it again. Then of course I reduced it to warm instead of high. Okay, in your crock pot there's high, low, and warm. So I've reduced the power to warm. That will just, is like you're warming it and cooking, let it cook. If you notice, the color has changed a bit, and this, it will not work. Nothing, there's still lye in it. If for those who know how to make soap, there's still the potassium hydroxide, and that is going to burn the skin. So it's best to let it cook for a little while longer until the paste becomes translucent. Yeah, so I'm going to cover it up again till I'll just keep coming back. I'm not going to go ahead and be showing you every detail, so I'll come back. Here I am back again. Now if you can see, is translucent. It's not as white as like the pap or mashed potatoes. It's now translucent. It's like as if you can see through it. Yes, that's the way it's supposed to be. And when I was doing the water test to be sure that it was clear, I couldn't record. I completely forgot. That's the way to know if you don't have a pH tester, like I don't have one. So what I do is put a small paste into a glass cup, and put water, a little bit of your distilled water inside it, and when it dissolves and you're able to see through the glass cup, then of course your soap is ready. That's what I did. Now the next thing to do is, I wanted to this is supposed to be like 500 grams of soap, so I split it into two. So now the next thing is to add my water. What I added into my water, distilled water, is rose petals, chamomile, and calendula. Those are botanicals that are essential to, very very good for the skin. Rose petals is good, makes your skin feel soft and glowy. Calendula, chamomile, very calming to the skin. So I felt, let me try this out. The other time I used just distilled water, but this time around I said, let me add these botanicals into my water to give the soap a little bit of punch. See how thick this tea or water is with the botanicals. So I splitted my soap paste into two batch. This is like half of it. So I'm pouring this a liter of water into the soap paste, and I'm going to leave it there on warm for it to melt. I'm going to leave it there overnight, then it will just melt, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what the soap looks like. It's not going to be clear because of the botanicals that I added to my tea, to my water, distilled water. So, but it's going to still lather. As you can see, it's already lathering. Then Well, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed my soaping, my liquid soap. Please do subscribe, like, and share, and please come back. And if you know anyone that likes this kind of thing, please let them know, share with them, share to your friends, share to your family. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you next time. Take care, guys. See you next time.